Welcome to Matador News. I'm Nathaly Alcala.
And I'm Gloria Starr.
It might have been 2013 Word of the Year, and it might have crashed Twitter during the Oscars, but selfies have been around long before that. Matador News reporter Jared Nealeigh is at the Sundal with art history professor and art curator Mario Ontiveros.
The art gallery here on campus hosts many different exhibits throughout the year. Currently, it's home to various artists' perspectives on self-portraits. Professor Ontiveros, how does the title correspond with the artwork in the exhibit?
Well, this is not a self-portrait. It really looks at two issues. One is the long-standing tradition of self-portraiture that has a very particular history and a particular way of looking, and new social media that encourages us to constantly create self-portraits of ourselves.
What might a person see when they visit the exhibit?
They're going to see everything from bed sheets, artists utilizing bed sheets, installation, video, sculpture made out of cardboard and hot glue, and photography.
And what do you hope people take away from the exhibit?
I think one of the important things is that people get a chance to look at how we construct ourselves, how we build our sense of self through visual images and through the way we dress in the world around us. And these artists really give us an opportunity to look at how artists are engaging in a self-portrait that is not just about the individual, but a larger social and political context that those artists find themselves in.
Thank you for your time, Professor
Sure.
Ontiveros.
Great.
Now back to you in the studio.
Pope Francis says he is offended by all the hype he is getting. The Pope celebrates Ash Wednesday Mass at Rome's Basilica of Santa Sabina by blessing the Masses and preparing for the first day of Lent. In an interview with an Italian newspaper, the Pope says he does not appreciate being portrayed as a super Pope. The statements came after the release of the magazine Il Mio Papa. Pope Francis says that he is a normal person just like everyone else.
The Venezuelan government is celebrating the one-year death anniversary of Hugo Chavez. South American presidents are reuniting in Caracas to remember the late president from Venezuela. Venezuelans have been protesting for 3 weeks against Nicolás Maduro's, the successor to Hugo Chavez. Protesters have been put in jail for demonstrating the better security and essential needs. The protests have left 18 people dead and hundreds injured. Demonstrators said they will need to stay on the street until Maduro renounces his positions.
Los Angeles is ranked as having the worst traffic in the nation. The 2014 INRIX traffic scorecard reports LA drivers wasted an average of 64 hours sitting in traffic last year. LA commuters need to be especially careful when driving by the Van Nuys and Roscoe Boulevard intersection in Panorama City. The LA police says the corner is one of the most dangerous ones in LA. Police Chief Charlie Beck said the site had 12 collisions in the first 2 months of the year. Citywide, Los Angeles drivers have crashed into each other nearly 6,200 times since January 1st, slightly lower than the same period last year. We asked students on campus what they think about the traffic.
I think it's crazy. I think it's barbaric.
About 45 minutes. Usually it's supposed to be like a 20-minute drive, but it ends up being 45 minutes because of traffic.
Many CSUN students say they would rather be doing other activities instead of sitting in traffic.
Literally anything. Eating, sleeping, working out, jumping. I don't care. Anything besides traffic. I hate traffic.
Right.
It sucks.
Up to like 2 hours maybe. Like 1 hour coming and 1 hour driving back. So yeah, I could be studying that time.
2, 1.
As traffic in Los Angeles increases, students will have to continue planning ahead before hitting the road.
Electronic cigarettes are no longer allowed in public spaces in Los Angeles. The City Council voted to ban the use of e-cigarettes to protect people from the second-hand aerosol smoke. City Council member Mitch O'Farrell says it's government responsibility to protect the youth and everyone else in public spaces from carcinogens that may be found in e-cigarettes. E-cigarette manufacturers oppose the ban. They said the product is a safer alternative to traditional cigarettes.
Instead of it being cloudy with the chance of meatballs today, People can look up and see an asteroid flying over them. The newly discovered asteroid called 2014 DX-110 is hurtling between the Earth and Moon right now. Astronomers say it poses no danger, estimated to be 217,000 miles from Earth. That is about 1/10 of the distance from the Moon and Earth. Many close approaches have happened before, but this time the asteroid is extra close.
Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates is ranked as the #1 richest person in the world once again. Gates came in at #1 in Forbes' new list of the world's 500 richest people with a net worth of $76 billion. Following him is Carlos Slim and family from telecom with a net worth of $72 billion. In the top 10 are also members of the Walton family fortune, who own Walmart. Others on the list include Donald Trump, Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg, and WhatsApp founder Jan Koum.
A new program is being developed for Alzheimer's patients. Sharon has the story.
Thanks, Gloria. The Buddy program is linking medical students and dementia patients to raise awareness. By meeting on a constant basis, medical students learn more than what's taught in the classroom. The program also helps to erase the stigma of Alzheimer's. More than 5 million Americans have Alzheimer's or other forms of dementia. The numbers are expected to triple by 2050. A new shot may be a new milestone in AIDS prevention. The new drug has been tested only on monkeys, but it has completely protected them from getting the infection. AIDS expert Dr. Robert Grant says if it works and proves to be safe, it would allow periodic injections every 3 months. The experiment performed on monkeys proved the injection was effective for about 10 weeks. Testing the long-acting shots as treatment and not prevention is already underway. Research suggests people whose diets consist of animal-rich protein are more likely to die from cancer and other causes. The growth hormone IGF-1 found in meat is important for growth in children, but as people age, too much protein can lead to high levels of IGF-1, leading to death and disease. High protein found in plants does not have the same effect on mortality as protein from animals does. Researchers from Harvard School of Public Health say people should eat meat and cheese in moderate amounts. CSUN students say they're not too worried about their meat consumption.
I don't know if I believe it, because everyone gets cancer and everyone eats meat, so it's more of correlation isn't causation.
I probably wouldn't cut meat from my diet just because, I'm a hunter, so I eat what I kill. I don't know if I really agree. I'm sure processed meats, hamburgers, In-N-Out, those kind of meats are probably way worse than going and actually killing the food yourself.
I'm definitely interested in looking up more information about it. It's very curious. We don't know what causes cancer, we have very limited knowledge on it, so it'd be interesting to see what else goes into it.
The research finds that cutting back on protein-rich foods like red meat and cheese can add a few years to one's life. March 31st is the last day to sign up for Obamacare, but here are some exceptions to the deadline. People who meet the Medicaid program have no deadline and can sign up anytime. Also, in special situations, such as having a baby or moving to another state, people can sign up outside the enrollment period. It is expected that 12 million people will gain health coverage this year due to the law. That's all for health. Now back to you, Nathaly.
Target Corporation Chief Information Officer resigns. Josselyn has more of the story.
Target's Chief Information Officer Beth Jacobs resigns this morning, just months after the retail giant experienced a data breach, affecting over 70 million customers. Jacobs' announcement comes as Target continues to restore its reputation. The company will begin searching for an interim chief information officer after 6 years of having Jacob as chair. The online database that allows entrepreneurs to seek funding for new projects has surpassed $1 billion in pledges. The database has been around for 5 years, but more than half the money has been pledged in the past 12 months. The money helped fund 57,000 projects ranging from filmosmotic books to video games. Pledges come from 5.7 million people from 224 countries. Stocks seem to be mixed this morning after having one of the biggest increases of the year yesterday. At last check, the Nasdaq is currently up 3.8. The Dow Jones Industrial is down 41 points. That's all for business. Now back to you, Gloria.
NCAA football has a new 10-second rule. Sharon has more on this story.
The NCAA is reviewing a new rule to penalize college football offenses for playing at a faster pace. The proposed rule prohibits offenses from snapping the ball within the first 10 seconds of the 40-second play clock. This rule addresses player safety concerns held by coaches who increase the number of plays and reduce defensive substitutions. If approved, the rule will go into effect next season. Olympic Russian ice hockey coach Zenatula Bilyaletinov is off the team after an early exit at the Sochi Olympics. The Russian Hockey Federation officials agreed to his departure after meeting with him Wednesday. Russia lost to Finland in the quarterfinals and missed out on a medal. Russia is currently looking for a new coach before the World Championship in May. Fans are wondering if Steve Nash will return to the Lakers next season after a successful 18 years in the NBA. If the Lakers release him, he would receive 1/3 of his $9.7 million contract. Nash has missed the last 7 games due to injuries. He says it's either back with the Lakers next year or he's done. Nash is currently the oldest active player in the NBA at 40 years old. That's all for sports. Now back to you, Nathaly.
Dancing with the Stars announces their new fan voting feature. Josselyn has more on the story.
Thank you, Nathaly. This year's new Dancing with the Stars cast has been announced. Among the competitors are Real Housewives Nene Leakes and child star Danica McKellar and Cannon's Cameron Burr. Whose Line Is It Anyway star Drew Carey and singer Cody Simpson are also among the top 12. The Switch Up, a new twist in the show, will allow voters to pair up the professional dancers with different celebrity contestants. The 18th season of Dancing with the Stars will premiere on ABC on March 17th. It's official, Conan O'Brien will be hosting the 2014 MTV Movie Awards. The show will celebrate the year's best movie performances, including Best Kiss, Best Fight, and Best Villain. It's not Conan's first time hosting a popular award ceremony. He has hosted the Emmys twice before. The late-night talk show host will be taking the stage in front of the Nokia Theater LA Live crowd on April the 13th. Here are some CSUN students say they think he will do a good job.
I think it's pretty cool. I personally like Conan. I watch his show every once in a while, so he's a pretty funny guy.
I think he's a really funny guy. Knows a lot about everything, so it'd be pretty funny.
I think it's a bad choice because I feel like he's really out of touch with our generation as as younger generations. He's more in touch with the older. Obviously, he's middle-aged, so he's more in touch with that kind of humor as opposed to our humor.
The MTV Movie Awards will air live on Sunday, April 13th. Lindsay Lohan is starring in her own documentary-style series on the Oprah Winfrey Network. The series follows her life after rehab, highlighting her struggles, hardships, and triumphs. Oprah has been along for the ride on and off as her camera crews follow Lohan since she checked out of a Malibu rehab center last July. The documentary series titled Lohan will air this Sunday night. That's all for entertainment. Now back to news.
After a week of heavy rains and gloomy weather, the sun is back. Today, highs are expected to be in the mid to upper 70s. CSUN students are out and about enjoying the warm weather. It's partly cloudy today, but skies are expected to be clear throughout the day. There's little to chance of rain this week. Students can expect warm weather throughout the week.
Thank you for watching Matador News. I'm Gloria Starr.
And I'm Nathaly Alcala. Have a great day.